reasons, for the reasons of the season, it's true. You have turned it on, and this feeling's growing strong for you. Can we take a walk? Can we go sit down and talk at 2?
Well, here I am on the side of the road, out beyond Armdale, Rotary, Northwest Arms, or Lévis, Quebec. Right here reminds me of it. They got this big kind of rock cliff with the house is just down tucked underneath all along here. It reminds me of Lévis, Quebec, just across the river from Quebec City. Hello. I am looking for shelter. When the sun gets about this high above the horizon, you really got to start looking. I'm about maybe a hand and a quarter away because it takes about a hand from where the sun is to the horizon. It takes about an hour for the sun to set. So you've got many, many hands across the sky throughout the day. And when you get down to the last hand, it's the last hand you got to play before you got to find shelter. So that's where I'm looking right now. And I do have a spot in mind. I'm going to come around here. I did grab a couple of tarps right here as well. Ta-da. Camouflage, dark. It should blend in nicely under the trees. I think tonight I'm going to throw those up. So you'll see me do that in a moment. Pardon me if I don't show you right now me setting it up, but the reason for that is, of course, got about a hand, maybe a hand and a quarter, hand and a half, as I look at the sun. I'm looking at it over there now. About a hand left. So about an hour before the sun hits the horizon, and once it falls behind that tree line, you should be camping. Anyways, cheers, folks. Not the most ideal place, but it's in out of the way. Roadway just down there. On the other side of this fallen tree is a pathway that's accessible to the public. It's pretty much down over that hill. I figure if I tuck in here somewhere, I'll be okay for the night. That said, the hill is on an awful angle. This would be a reasonable little spot right here. I might find myself rolling over on boulders though. But I do have a little foam mattress that might be okay. And this may be the spot I'm going to pick anyways. Just depends how I position everything. I think that just might do. If I go in an angle from my feet outward like that, I should have space. Putting the pegs in is another story. I don't know how much rock's down here. I don't really want to go right out in the middle. It's probably a better spot to peg. However, that leaves me more visible to anybody that might be walking by. So, this is stealth camping when you're on the road. So this is the pathway up through the forest, the regular pathway. Things are set up. There it is. I got a tarp on top of a tarp. You can see the difference that the camouflage makes by and far. I mean, for where I'm standing, off in a distance, if I was walking by, that would just look like a big rock. You know, there's rocks all over the place here too. You can see one right in the middle of the screen there. Or even one more obvious here. So blends in pretty good. So I do have another tarp I could put over the bright green one there. I'm not going to worry too much about it. What I'm going to do is show you. So the terrain here is rough. I went way off the beaten path. Now that's way too much effort than's required. But again, you see how bright that green is. But you would pretty much have to go completely off the trail, like climb this hill, come over here. I don't see that happening tonight. It's about to be 0 degrees. There's not going to be much people mushing around here at all. And I think the next nearest path, as I kind of walk towards it, it's much further away there, which would be just through the bush. I know, because I came up through there, really rough. Nobody will be wanting to stumble through the dark. And as I heard by the crows crowing here just shortly, there's not much of a worry of somebody oh, so that's what I was going to say, waking up. With the crows will wake me up in the morning, and that's when I'll head out of here. But this is coverage, this is shelter, and even from here you can see a little bit of green. You're only going to see that in the morning, but I do want to kind of come up, yeah, just through there. That's not going to grab that much attention, even if there was somebody milling about. But if you look at the top of the my shelter here, from this way, without looking at the green, that's pretty good camouflage. But like I say, I'm not going to go too crazy tonight. I do want to say something about tarps, though. You can be hiding in plain sight. And when I was doing my journey across Canada, I certainly was hiding in hiding in plain sight. I was. Tarps are popular in and around the urban area as well. Boy, when I went up through Quebec, there's whole garages that were tarps. Every house seemed to have a big white tarped garage. But that said, you got to think about people covering things. You know, even motorcycles, sometimes they cover their vehicles with a tarp. Stuff they don't want to get wet, they cover with a tarp. So, you know, in the woods, you see something like this. It's a little bit of an oddball, funny enough. But if you've seen it tucked in behind a building in plain sight, as long as somebody didn't see you putting it up, they're not going to question it. Funny enough, they're just going to assume it belongs there. So I often did that. I did that behind churches, a little power utility station or something in one place, camped right behind there, using a camouflage tarp like that. But still, I stayed there comfortably. Nobody questioned me whatsoever. And I don't expect to be bothered here too much at all. Not even from wildlife. It's a smaller park in the city. I don't know if there's deer up through here. There may be, there may not be. I hope there's not bear. If there is, I got bear spray and I picked up a knife. So I should be good. Yeah, I spell it with a K. I say it with a K, man. I spell it with a K, I say it with a K. Knife. But whew, I'm rambling on because I still got a lot of daylight here, surprisingly. So that's one of the benefits as well. The conditions here are just perfect to put up a tarp, crawl under it, and go to sleep. Not an issue. Dry night. Even if there was a little bit of rain that came by, it wouldn't have been a problem because it should be nice and dry under there as well. I put a tarp down underneath. You'll see that in a moment. But I definitely, when I was doing my cross Canada journey, when there's no bugs out, like there won't be ticks crawling around at 0 degrees tonight. You're not going to have mosquitoes, no bugs like that. So you don't really have to worry too much about things crawling in, unless it's a mouse or something, which might be a startle in the middle of the night, but it's probably not going to happen. So I find tarping it this time of the year or late in the year, perfect. I've got a sleeping bag in there for more shelter. That's good to minus 20. So I might actually be sweating in there tonight. It is, the wind's calmed down now, or at least it seems to be now in amongst the trees. Coniferous trees are the best to camp around and under for shelter. Look for those. They'll protect you more from the wind and the rain and everything. They're just a little bit better than deciduous. What else can I say while I'm still up and awake? I'm not used to going to bed this early. It's heading for 8 o'clock now. The sun should be up, 6-ish. It'll be this bright in the sky. So I don't know what to do till then. I think it's going to be a good night's sleep is what it's going to be. That'll be good. Imagine 10 hours, 9-10 hours of sleep. I don't usually do that. But that is the benefit of camping. Sure, there's cell phone coverage in the area. I don't have cell phone coverage on my phone. I go strictly Wi-Fi. I am far away from Wi-Fi right now. So my entertainment is what's around me and my thoughts. And by morning, I may give you some thoughts. I think I'll leave it at that. Anything more I want to say about this setup? I mean, it is just easy. I'll show you while it's set up here. Peg. Now what I usually do is peg down the very, very far corner first, and the very, very other far corner next, and so on and so forth. And then peg out in between and start to tighten things up. It does have a little bit of a slope. Lots of room for me in there. I don't know what size this tarp is. I bought this tarp, could be 5, maybe 6 years ago. This one, probably has had good use. I'm not too sure, but watch stumbling around. This is your worst enemy: tripping and injuring yourself. Especially when you don't have anybody around. It could be a killer. But I will come around here. I am getting hungry because the gum I'm chewing is starting to digest in my mouth. Thirsty as well. But this is the opening. As you can see in there, I'll just crawl in here. The bags that I do have in there, what I'm going to do is move them out and use them as a doorway, kind of to block that. But as you can see, it's a fair size in there. A really good size in there. Lots of footworm. So, anyways, and yes, I did write that on my stroller. I'm doing this. I'm out tonight in my misery, in your misery, for the purpose of you. Not your misery. Maybe if I go too long, but to get you to subscribe to my channel and help me help me out so I can do a lot more of this. And maybe right across Canada. I am loving this. Yeah. I think I said in a previous video, I don't know why anybody camping. You know, it's so much trouble to set up. But boy, you know, once it's set up and you look around, just at the beauty and the sound of nothing. Oh, it's so relaxing. All right, I'm gonna cozy on in there. See you soon. Well, let's take a quick look around in the dark. Not really dark. I do use battery packs here. For that, it's going to be charging my cell phone, which I'm using right now to record video. So, video is a hog when it comes to power. So, yeah, you need it. That stuff right there. This is a dandy little one too. The light that you see shining now is coming from another of these little battery packs, little charger packs. As you can see, whoa, even brighter. So, I mean, it is quite bright. We can take a look around. I'll use this as a camera light. So yeah, I'm fully in a tarp, pulled over my jogging stroller. Now, if I want to sit up, it pulls to a height, well, I can actually just sit up straight. My head will not touch that bar there. As you see, look along, my feet down here. So it's tough to judge, I think, by video, just the size of in here, but it is quite large. I won't be recommending getting a 6x8. That would be way too small to be able to pull up over the handlebars and put it all over the place. As I said before, over here, as I try to work the light, of course I got to my left, a can of pepper spray. Just in case. I don't worry too much about it here. I might worry about it freezing. It's going to go down to 0, but that's not too bad. Oh, I better take my light with me. So we'll move around here. And to my right here, I have, of course, a knife. And watch yourself with these things. This one's brand new, and it's quite sharp. So to my right, I'm not too worried about it. I do know where it is, and I always make note where you put it. So if you can feel for a shoe in the dark, like this, you can quickly find the knife. Reaching over again, if I need to grab that quickly, it should be just within a reach of the hand. Nope. Where's my light guy? What else do we got in here? You're kind of sitting on my light somewhere. There it is. Hey! What else do I need to show you? This is good shelter. Let's see. On my arm here is good layer of merino wool. It's about maybe 3 or 4 degrees above 0 right now. Look at that sexy arm. And I'll tell you, I'm pretty comfortable in here. There is a little bit of a draft. I can hear the wind blowing overhead, but I'm tucked in under the bush pretty good. Oh, here I am going to sit up. Maybe here. One moment, please. Please stand by. Oh. Aha. Boy, that went dark. Okay. Here I am. As I said, you can see I'm up here fully, sitting up. So I can move this around again. My feet in that are totally in the sleeping bag. Over there, you're going to see a little bit of a pad put down. These things work really great. I'm in kind of rocky as well There's tree stumps around me, roots that I'm laying on. It doesn't feel too bad when you put one of those little foam, I'm going to call it a mattress. It's not really, but to me it is, and keeps me quite comfortable in the night. Ooh, what else can I show? Oh, as you see, a tarp down underneath that, and you can see it really is just laying there to keep me away from the sticks and the needles and whatever else has fallen, leaves. What else can I show? I could probably show a lot better when I get up tomorrow morning. There's natural light in here then. But hey, this is it. I'm set up. I'm, whoa, wilderness camping again in the city. What was I going to say? Yeah, I can say where I am now. I don't like to say where I'm going before I get there. Ooh, let me see, how am I doing here? I slightly cut myself with the knife. Be careful with the knives. We'll take a look. I don't know. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, a little bit there. See the nick? Yeah. Be careful. It happens so quick. Some little goofiness, right? But yeah, here I am. Good. What's I want to say about it? Particularly tonight, it's a good tarp night. Tent, once you're in, you get that set up, you really feel a lot more secure, comfortable, a little bit more room. This is just really quick to set up, and it's quick to take down. To pull this down, it's just grab the tarp, grab the pegs out of the ground, put the pegs back in the bag that they came in, and put the tarp in a bag that it came in. Don't ever fold the tarp. Just crumple it up, put it in. If you start folding it and folding it around the same creases, what it will do is form little cracks and breaks in the tarp itself, and it'll start leaking on you. It's better to crumple it up than to fold it. A little note. And the best part, after a while, yeah, sure, they will wear down. That's going to happen. What else can I say? I don't know too much for now. Or can I think of something? I do have a liner for my sleeping bag. My sleeping bag is good for -20, and it should go down to 0 tonight. And then I think up to 8-9 degrees tomorrow. But, you know, it is breezy. Don't know if you can hear the wind. It's just enough to ruffle the tarp a little bit, as you can kind of see it there moving a little bit, ever so slightly. So I'm tucked in pretty good out of the wind. It certainly does sound pretty windy over my head. But this is good. This is a good way to camp. Simple. I imagine I did this 16 months. Tarping and what else? Tent tarping, trailering, hotels, motels, and some people put me up for the night in their own houses. Slept in ditches. Slept in a washroom floor. That was just basically the washroom floor. Consisted of a foam mattress like that and a sleeping bag. I tucked in at a provincial park washroom. Somebody woke me in the morning. That was it. Off I went. So all cool. I'm going to leave it at that. It's as simple as that. Not very complex. Again, merino wool, highly recommend it. A tarp, a tent if you have one. And you're good. I'll say good night. I got a little bit of food. Oh, this is what I'll show you. It's pardon again about my my lighting guy. Slightly tight quarters. Let's see if I can find them. I did bring them out. Okay, I found what I was looking for. Actually, my elbow found what I was looking for. When it comes to towns and stuff, I don't mind buying these. When it comes to food, very, very simple. I do like these little Cliff Bars. I also, if you look at the bag here, as I say, I like that see-through window. This will be a little bit of breakfast tomorrow. I got some oatmeal in there, some carrots, rutabaga. I'll show you that when we get more light. But sometimes at the end of the bloody day, I also have whey protein in here as well. But end of the bloody day, you want to keep it simple. And sometimes just a little bit of this thrown in with, what do I got in here? Again, an air sealed. Your shelter isn't much shelter from the aroma of food. So best to be eating outside. I'm not too worried right now about that. So I'm gonna munch inside, but don't recommend it. I'm actually trying to grab a banana. I see them. See them? So it's nice to have at least one side that's see-through. Oh. I also recommend with bananas, because they go squishy, keep them in a bag, right? A little Ziploc bag, keep the aroma down. But if they do mush, they mush amongst themselves and not into everything else in the bag. So, and again, there's some cheese. And as well, it is kind of tough to film and talk at the same time. Well, no, it's easy to do that. I'm trying to root out, pull things. But every bag that I have inside this bag is in a Ziploc bag itself, just in case, and especially the tuna. And that said, when I'm done eating with these, you could just keep them right in a sealed bag. The peelings, and if you do have containers, the tuna cans, you can keep them all in a bag, airtight, and so on. If I was really worried about bears tonight, which I'm not overly, not where I am in the city here, in this park, I'm not too worried about it. So, around. I'm not gonna do it throw it up the tree kind of thing. It's okay here, sealed in what it is, aroma down. But I'm gonna have a couple of these because they look so good. This seems interesting to me. 3 egg whites, 14 peanuts, dates, that's for sweetening. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to have. It's not that easy carrying eggs around with you when you're moving around, so that seems to be a pretty good little thing to try. Like I say, I have oatmeal through there, but why not? When you're in the towns, in the cities, treat yourself a little bit, and some of this protein as well, which is basically soy protein. So anyways, that's my bed lunch and my milk jerky. Cheese is very good to have this time of the year when it's cooler, because it's going to keep well. But that's food. I've already been through food. But this is sheltering your food in a way. I don't know about the cold tonight, so it should be okay. I don't expect things to be freezing up too much. Just 0. It might be 1 degree or so in here with me, so I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. And yeah, so I'm sheltered, my food's sheltered. I'm gonna put some of that in my belly, and that will produce my heat for the night in my sleeping bag. I don't have a heater in here. A waste of time. I did initially have and start off on my journeys using a little propane heater. I always say that time is energy. So anything you muck around with, you muck around with. Me, it's just grab that yourself out of the sleeping bag that's keeping you warm, and again, it's good to minus 20. Grab myself out of it and go. Get things packed up as quick as you can and get out of there. That's going to save you energy. Keep yourself warm in the process. Yeah, so layer up and then layer down if you have to after that. So, well, I'm going to haul my butt in this sleeping bag for the night. It has been a long time since I've been out camping, so it's been about 5 years, but as I said in an earlier video, out of retirement to do this. So, geez, I got a lot of lighting in here. Up there, over here. So it's good. I'm well lit. Got some power chargers, and I'm good for the night. I'm rambling because I'm out here alone and I'm not used to going to bed this early. So anyways, see you in the morning, and we'll see how I survive the night. I'll certainly be updating you on that. Whew, cheers. Turn my light guy off. Oh, you turn that off. Oh, okay, there we go. No! Yeah. Well, the crow started at about 10 after 6 this morning. My wake-up call. I've just been kind of laying here since, taking it all in. Had a very peaceful sleep. No shivering whatsoever. And even my feet down there kept warm. Yeah, pretty nice. Yeah, I really had a good sleep. It was really good. I'll be breaking this down soon enough. I'm probably just going to lay here for a little bit more and just kind of enjoy taking it in. Maybe even another quick nap before I get out. And why not? I'm here, comfortable, nice and toasty. It's sometimes I do just wait for it to warm up a little bit. That's going to save me a little bit of energy. So in this case, I don't mind taking the time, because time is energy. So if I can save a little energy through not wasting my heat, then I'll do that. That can be an advantage throughout the day. So, but I'll get up soon enough. Maybe once the sun gets up, that's always a little better too, because that's going to provide you a little bit more radiant heat, solar heat, and it should be good. So, yeah, snuggy in my sleeping bag. But I'm not too far away from houses either, but on a Sunday morning, I don't suspect too many people be out on the trails till a little bit later. So, and I'm tucked in quite a there's a crow quite a ways from the trail, yet very close to the trail at the same time. But yeah, it was a little bit windy at times. The wind picked up and died down. But where I'm tucked in, it's been quite I should be doing this. Where am I? I don't know if you can see me well, if that's good at all. But tucked in here, hood up, and just waiting to get up. I was trying so hard not to yawn, but it was. I don't know what more to say right now, but I'll get up soon enough, pull the stakes, crumple this up, put it into a bag, and off I'll go. But it is nice. It is nice. Like I said before, why anybody wants to camp when you got the comfort of your own home and whatnot. It's peaceful here. Like when it gets dark out, it's darker than my apartment because I don't get the street lights coming in as much. Oh, excuse me again. Yeah, I like it. I'll go back to sleep. That's what that was. Go to take another nap, and when I wake up, I'll break this thing down and get myself fed somewhere up the road, and that'll be it. But if this is stealth camping, I've been quite stealthful. Yeah, nobody knows I'm here but me right now, and you'll all know when you look at where I stopped by the photo I took of the satellite GPS spot where I am. So anyways, cool, not that cool, toasty warm, tingly warm. That's what I was thinking last night. I'm tingly warm inside my sleeping bag. It was as I'm wiggling my feet down there. Underneath the sleeping bag, just having them wiggling them around. Nice stuff. Oh yeah, it is getting brighter. Yeah, the sun should be up soon enough. Actually, what time is it? Because with my watch here, it should say. Yeah, it should break the horizon at. Oh, here's my watch. Oh, back on it. So my watch says at 6:52 the sun will be up. Sorry, hitting my watch again. So in about, oh crap, what did I just do there? But in about 10 minutes, the sun will break the horizon. That's what the watch said. Okay, cool. I'll wait for that as it gets brighter and brighter in my tent. And I'm going to take another quick nap and wait for the sun to come up and heat up things a little bit. Cheers, folks. Well, it's definitely more brighter in here. The sun is up. Somewhere out there. Where are you? I don't know if you heard that, but a loon far off in the background. Things I didn't use. Now, that wasn't Loon Lake, but we have Frog Lake that I'm just off here, a few hundred meters away from me. I did have my water filtration system if I needed it. I am in the city. I could have used it in Frog Lake. I didn't. What I did need to keep these videos going was this charger. Not just one, but yet another charger. And they work dandy. Yeah, let me see. How's that charge? That's how you check the charge on them. As I showed the other night, they make a great little light there too. Warning signal if you needed it. Get somebody's attention. Ain't that good? But no, it didn't use the water filtration system. I did fill up in my own home. You know, always go with your best option. And the best option here is fill up from your own tap. That's a very, very good thing to do. I trust what I have. It's the water filtration system works very well. Gets rid of all those microorganisms that could cause you a bellyache. But I did leave that option out because I had a better option. My food bag, my shoes, right side, my knife is still there. Left side over here, I can find quickly pepper spray and a bag full of goodies, toothpaste and toothbrush. I didn't use this. This is the sleeping bag liner. I didn't need to. Of course, I was curled up nice and snug in this sleeping bag. What I'm going to do is pull out of here pretty quickly and break all this tarp down. It should happen quick. Again, best option. I was thinking about it. I'll sit up here. Pardon me. Yeah, as you can see, the sun is really coming up now. As I'm trying to raise up out of here. Okay, turn this thing around. You got me? Hello, good morning. I got the sleep out of my eyes yet. But yeah, best option. Let's see if there's a little bit of moisture on the. Yeah, maybe not. I was thinking there might be a little bit of moisture on the tarp itself, but no, it seems pretty dry. Just by my own perspiration, my own breathing, and it condensing, but it hasn't. Pretty dry in here, I guess. Yeah. Again, back to best options. Was a tarp a best option last night? Not bad, not bad. A little breezy, but not bad. A tent. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Like, the tent that I have, I know how to set up the tent so efficiently. I don't know if it's any quicker to set up a tarp over a tent. And I don't mean over a tent, a tarp rather than a tent. Because the time I pull up I will throw a tarp down as a footing for the bed, for the tent. And then I will go ahead and put the tent upon it. Put the posts up. And it's not like the tent I have, and you'll see I'll set it up in a future video here. But you don't have to take the poles and throw them through a sleeve. I absolutely can't stand that in a tent. This got little clips, so you put the poles in on opposite sides of the base of the tent, and then you just start clamping it up, and that takes no time. Almost as quickly as throwing, I don't know, it'd be a little quicker maybe, the tarp, and I think as you'll see as I pull this down, a lot quicker to disassemble it. So one and one, two of each, but those are options, and it's good to have options. Of course, the easiest option would be just throw down a cushion and your sleeping bag and just sleep under the stars. I didn't do that last night. But no, it worked pretty good. And here I am. I'm going to tear this down and we'll get at it and break camp, and off I go. And I love my merino wool. Love having this. Merino wool itself, I call it the fur factor. Having it is absolutely terrific. It gives you, as I say, the animal element. we're the naked ape, as they say, and it's good to have fur where you can find it. Anyways, and I did want to show this. Just hanging a couple of bags at the doorway here, and you can see that kind of blocks out the opening, knocks down the wind a little bit too. So now I can open up my doors for the night. And yeah. So anyways, I'm going to be heading out. I will show you my two luxuries side by side here. These booties. Love them if you do have to go out. Quick way to get something on your feet and go, and they do have a Bit of a bottom to them, not much. Enough for, I guess, keep the sticks from poking through your toes. That's one luxury. This is another one I took with me. Now, if I actually was traveling, a pillow takes up quite a bit of room. So often instead what I will do is grab some clothing and maybe something with a hood and roll everything into the hood, and all the clothing into the hood. That becomes my pillow. So anyways, so I took that with me because, well, why not? Oh, okay, let's get out of here. As you see, this just pulled down tight with tent pegs. So I'll pull that one out. That'll make my door a little bit wider. Make sure you don't leave that behind there, Trevor. And then the additional tarp here as well. So let's go at it. Pull that one out. I thought I might have needed a rock or something to put them in. And the terrain around here is pretty rocky. As I get out, there we are. We're out. We're off. We're in me long johns. So there we go. There's where I was all night long, and I slept really, really well. So let's start disassembling this. Just simply this, peg by peg. I'll go around. What a beautiful area. I'll show you how I love these booties. But the trail is just right down there. So right off, that sun's gonna feel good. Still a little cool, still a little breezy. Not too bad. So I'll come over here and we'll get rid of the rest of it. One boogie woogie. Oops. Two boogie woogie. Just as easy as that. And I was really concerned about the stones because I've camped on the Canadian Shield. Sometimes it's very difficult to get pegs in the ground. Here, I think because of, again, the deciduous forest, and coniferous forest, both, it's laying down a lot of leaf cover, and that eventually rots into the soil. In this case, soft soil. I mean, lots of moss and stuff here as well. I'll get this one out. There we go. And you know what? That just about does it. So then it's a matter of grabbing up the rest and throwing the tarp in a bag, and that'll be it. So here's a good aerial view of what I was sleeping on. Good little thermal mattress there, and it does work really well across stones and sticks and everything. Very good, because I do have stones and sticks underneath. So here we go. We're free, Trevor, we're free. We'll grab that as well. Just like that, that tarp's pulled up. I'll gather up those in a moment. Oh, one more to go. And for your sake, we're free to move. Easy peasy, beautiful cover girl. One thing I do say, Always do that when you're through with the tarp. And again, don't fold it, just crumple it up and put it away like that. Oh, here, I'll tell you about it. Because often what I end up finding, especially as the summer goes on, is you'll find slugs like to hang out around your tent. They like to suck on it for nourishment. Your tents, your tarps, they were my nemesis. They would get on everything. Anything that could pick up funk and mildew, they loved it. So I'd find them everywhere. On here, in there, over there, slugs, 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 slugs. You think no big deal. Well, it's no big deal until you actually have a slug or two trapped in amongst your tarp or your clothing or somewhere, and then they start dying in there and rotting and stinking like an old rotten fish. So definitely give your tarp a good shake. Get rid of them. Some places were way worse than others, but certainly they were a pain. And no, I never really had. I had it at least once where I didn't get rid of a slug and it did stink. And but you know, you'll notice that on the longer durations of these trips. But as I say, when you travel 26,000 kilometers over a 16-month period of camping, yeah, you're gonna find things. But the slugs. Oh, I don't know which I hate it worse, the mosquitoes or the slugs. I guess it depends on the situation and circumstances. I think both equally. Anyways, I'm going to keep putting this back together here and pack it up and we'll go. Slugs. It's so nice to be out here and be able to hear the sounds of nature. We're all used to hearing Canadian geese, but when you're out in the woods and you hear them, they sound different. Especially listening to that loon was nice to hear. I haven't heard one of them for a while. No, I'm not going to show you how to use the washroom in the woods. I do recommend taking a shovel. That would be the polite thing to do. Normally, whatever you take in, you want to take out. But if you don't want to take that out and leave something behind, please, if it's that situation, bury it. But just to show you, if you do have that situation and you want a toilet paper holder, well, folks, there we go. Yeah. See, works just as well as the one at home. Oh yeah, and it's over, even in the woods, not under. I'm particular on that. At home, it's over. In the woods, it's over. Don't do it this way. I swear, your key to survival depends on it. On that note. Utilize whatever space is provided. I mean, that little bag there, where that's gonna naturally open up. I put my water filtration little system in there. Probably should go this way. Maybe. Toilet paper on top. I mean, I haven't used that last night, so that didn't come into consideration. But if I did, you never know what little bit of water might leak out, and you don't want that on there. So I can put that. Yeah, I will put that in there now. Boop. And you know, I'll need 2 hands, but I can squeeze that tarp in there as well. So, you know, make things as compact as possible, and remember where you put your stuff. Here's my booties. I like these little booties. They're so convenient. Cheers. Well, there's something handy. A little bit of rope. Not big rope, just thin rope. Okay, here's something else that's handy. Good merino wool socks, and of course that charger pack, so I can keep doing these videos, charging along the way. So definitely handy. Mildew, oil, and gas resistant, waterproof, and it floats. Cool. The mildew again. Take that, slugs. You ain't eating my rope. But keeping things handy. As I think I said the night before, here's something else that's handy. A knife. Yeah, I can use that. So, I might, but being I'm going with one hand there, and I don't want to cut myself again with the knife. If you don't have a knife, if all else fails, use your teeth. So I'm going to set something up here. I'm going to show you. But we are dealing with shelter in this video here. Shelter your food. This is a very nice bag. Again, you can see my banana peels. The inside there, as I think I've already shown, they're in Ziploc bags separately. The bananas are separate from all the other food. Each basic food category that I have is separated with a separate Ziploc bag. I think in this case, when it comes to food, you can't have too many Ziplocs. One good reason is I honestly, it smells like a bag. I can't smell food whatsoever. So, you know, that's step one precaution for keeping animals out of your food, right? You don't want animals snooping around, especially the big ones, like bears, getting at your food. Their smell is like 8-10 times or more. I'm not even sure, but it's significantly more than what we can smell. So they really can smell well. So what I do is when I do this up, I take, and it's tough to show you with one hand. Give me a moment. I'll try to do it showing you with 2 hands what I actually do to make sure this stays airtight. So right here, now nice little clip, but when I do this up, you know, do it up tight, make sure the air is out of it, do it up as tight as you can, tighter it is, the better the seal. And then when I go like this and I go like this, I don't just simply clip them together. I go opposite to each other, not together, but I start spinning them in the opposite directions. Like such. That one's spinning anymore, this one's still spinning. So that when they go together, they're holding themselves in place. Like that. And that's gonna ensure a really, like as you see, it's not even gonna move. So you want that nice and tight, airtight. Again, I can't smell food. That's a good thing. Ziploc bags inside, as well as the bag itself. Yeah, you can carry up to this one 15-liter bag. So I got that at Canadian Tire, and I think they work awesomely. So anyways, okay, let's move this out of the way. Now I need rope. Actually, what I need is the end of the rope. Most important thing is to grab the end of the rope here. Cool, an elastic. Elastics are handy. Okay, what I'm gonna do is kneel down because it's uncomfortable bending over. What I'm gonna do is take this rope, tie it in there. Let's see, maybe through here would work. Do a nice little tie. I won't quite do a slip knot like this because I don't know if I put it where I'm going to put it, if that slip knot's going to come undone and then this food fall some distance from the tree. Yes, I'm going to put this up a tree. That's my goal. So, tie a suitable knot. Let's see. Hopefully that's going to work. Yep. And now I gotta go do something with this. I'll be back. Ew, dirty. Okay. See how this works. That didn't quite work. So I'll come over here. That's all tied down quickly, just to keep it up there. If I was leaving it for the night, I would do a little bit more of a tighter, better job, but that's holding it there. So here's the ground. We already picked that up, Trevor. Here's the ground, and as you can see, there's no food. And it takes quite a while to see just where that food is. It's way up there. way up there, you know, way up there. You know, there's the size of my finger, there's the size of the bag. So that might give you a little perspective. You know, if I was a bear or any animal, it would be very difficult for me to get that, you know, and it's out far enough on that little branch that, and down enough as well, that if a bear was try to get that, it just might fall. I might be having to grab a first aid kit for the bear, but that's something, you know, when you think about shelter, think about sheltering yourself and everything, you know. And even from the wind last night, it wasn't too bad. Some of the wind came through that opening, so, you know, shelter yourself from the wind, shelter your food, shelter your body. good merino wool cap. I'm comfortable. This is basically what I wore in my tent. I'm out here moving around, and that's what I mean. As for the fur I have on, merino wool, it's the animal element that you want to have, and I've got it. You know, I'm almost as comfortable now as I was in my sleeping bag. Moving around. Of course, I'm moving around more, generating a little bit more heat too, so that has a factor. Slept really well last night. You know, I gotta pack things up and head on home. But you know, that's the thing. You know, food, water, shelter. You know, food important, water important, shelter's important, and always take your best option. You know, taking your food and putting it up a tree like that, it takes a little time, a little effort, doesn't take too long. You know, maybe it's a 5-minute job, but it could save you from a night of trouble, and that shelters your food from the nefarious animals in the wilderness. But yeah, what else? So on the list, tent, tarp, shelter, hotel, shelter, your own home, where I'm going to go down to pretty soon here, my own home, shelter, other people's homes, shelter. If you find a shelter, I've even camped in a picnic area where they have picnic tables are underneath a roof. I've camped there. That's good shelter. You don't have to set up a tent. You hardly even have to set up a tarp. You just simply put down your sleeping bag and you're good. Lots of shelter. Yeah, food, as I showed you, you know, Ziploc bags are great. Airtight, water-resistant bags are terrific. They knock down odors as well. When you're dealing with your clothing, you want to keep them dry. So, you know, even putting socks in a Ziploc bag is good, especially if they've been used for the day. You want to knock down that odor. Put them in a Ziploc bag, and they'll keep the odor from spreading across to your other clothing. So all these little thingamajiggies help with your sheltering. Anything else I'm missing? Well, if there is, you know what? You're just going to have to subscribe, and I'll try to catch it in the later videos. And maybe I'll learn a new thing here or there. And if there is something you might want to give me a tip on, also comment. And if you like these videos, like them. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit share. Oh, what's the thing I do? That kind of thing. Okay. And also hit like. You gotta like it. Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep packing up here and get out of here and get off to home. I might make a stop on the way home though, because something I want to do. Cheers. Like. And I hope I don't drop that food, because that could make a mess. Oh well, here's a challenge. So this is the last of my gear that I took out of my camping spot. Just kind of moved it out. I kind of like to do that sometimes, just to separate my assembly area, as you can see, from where I would have camped. And just kind of separating it, because I kind of want to focus on both separately. Now I'll start to assemble there, and then kind of move it out. Last minute things I want to put in. Good bungee cords to hold that in place. And so on and so forth. What I tend to do, and I did expand my camping area out to here where I demonstrated lifting the bag up into the trees, my food bag. So I also want to check this area. And what I usually do is I take my hand and I'll just move it around side to side, looking at the fingers, making sure I didn't forget or lose anything. very important, wherever I am, wherever I was, even up in here. I'm kind of looking around there. I don't see anything, so it should be good. And it is that. I mean, if you're traveling hundreds and hundreds of kilometers, that one thing you leave behind could be almost devastating to you. Well, it very well could be devastating, depending on the situation. So it's just good to go do a good little go over, looking at things. That's nothing. That's just a leaf. Well, it kind of looked like something underneath. You might spare losing a tent peg, but losing a tent peg here, there, and everywhere, sooner or later you're going to run out of tent pegs. So, it does look good here. I am going to go without the camera, do a good go over to make sure I've cleared the area. And again, whatever you come in with, you go out with, right? And if you keep that motto, you might even find that you can go out with yourself. What you definitely don't want to do is to stay in here permanently. So everything is important. Oh man, I've camped right across Canada, a whole nation, different territories. This is rough terrain that I've camped in here today to try it out. I kind of anticipated that was going to be the case. Kind of show you where, again, I am. It's rough in here. Rocks to try to maneuver that stroller over. I came down through there. I came up through there. I think my easiest way out of here is going to be straight out this way. And down there to the trail, which is just right there. So that's probably a really easy way out. As you can see, even that trail is pretty rocky as it is. I mean, it's similar to some of the mountain trails I would be going down when I was living out in Alberta. But as you can see from here, I'm tucked in there pretty good. You can just barely see my stroller, and I'm not all the way down. From where I was standing, all I could see is the tops of people's heads walking down the trail. And there's where I was camped in there. And as you can see, I was quite buried away there. So, not a bad spot to camp. A little bit of a rough spot, but you do kind of want to find a flat spot. But even from there, I was tucked in pretty good. I was gonna get moving here, wrap up the rest. There was something on my mind I was gonna say, and I can't remember what that is. Let's see if I can. No, I can't remember. Oh well. But that's it. And one more go over. I guess they're saying it's time to leave, Trevor. You're not ready until you're ready. The crows are saying, you're ready. As you see, it's a nice little kit. Little cable there, or beaner if you want to call it. So I'm packed in tight there. The bungee cords are hopefully going to hold all that in. Still got to go down that hill and get out of here. Oh yeah, and please, for all my effort, subscribe, like, share, as it says right there, right now. You see this? go down, subscribe. I'm gonna do more of these things. Yeah, for sure. But everything, life, anywhere, options and adjustments. I mean, what you're hearing all that crowing about is I think it's more territorial. I see crows chasing each other around. They're looking for spots where they have the most options for food, for shelter, for safety. The best trees. That's what they're fighting over. They're fighting for all of those options. But again, you want to have as many options as you possibly can, and you're gonna need to adjust. And that comes up with some ingenuity. Crows are pretty good that way too. But yeah, I needed to cross Canada. Here was a way. And it sounds like a woodpecker in the background going crazy. I've got a lot of kit here. Did I need it all for last night? No. Give me a sleeping bag, give me a tarp, give me a couple of bananas so I can make it through the night. Oh, and my merino wool. Oh, please, my merino wool. But as I'm talking away and showing this, oh yeah, here's my face again. That's enough of my face. I want to go back and look at this. For one reason, here's a bit of ingenuity, and I just wanted to talk about something like that. I needed a place to put my tire. It's also like let's get out of here. Receipt or okay, it's a good place to put my tire. For that, a good spare tire. But as I was looking around, well, what am I going to do with this? I have to put it here, put it here. Well, here's a good spot for it. I can slide it under there. Oops. Okay, and that works pretty much like putting it in the trunk of my car. So it's in there. It's in there good. Oop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. And that's about the last little bit that I need to put in there. It's all packed in good, all nice and snug, all looks good. And anybody that looks at this, they want to know the trouble that I put to put it together. But it wasn't that much trouble. Once you know how to pack, boom, 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 it's done pretty good. At your leisure, basically. But can you imagine crossing a whole nation with something like that? Oh boy. Cheers, folks. That's Squawk Box over there, having fun. So off the trail, you wouldn't have known I was up there. But that's where I rested all night. And the trail's pretty rough that way. These are not easy trails. Down this way a little bit nicer. Should be easy going now. So this should be leading me out to the road. You say it's a pretty rough trail. As I'm going over some rocks right there. I got to keep it easy going over some of these rocks because I don't want to bust anything on my stroller. Ooh. So nothing too quickly, as you can see there. It doesn't look like much, but it can rock this this stroller apart. But there's a lot of options, I guess, you could pull in. Rough terrain, leaves a lot of areas to tuck in behind. But I don't know about pushing it up through there. But there is places you can just tuck in for the night just about anywhere in a spot like this, which I did. I had a great sleep. I had a wonderful, wonderful sleep until these guys started cawing away. It's a good spot for them too, so they know it. They got lots to caw about, but ooh. Anyhow, catch you on the road. Well, it never left me very far from my campground. And then I find this. That's what I really loved about going across Canada is you get up in the morning and you're in a whole different new place. It was kind of tough leaving the campground or the camping spot that I was at. Just because, you know, a tower behind there too, playground tower. This is Northwest Arms. Basically, that's the Halifax Peninsula just across it. Beautiful, a beautiful day here. It's really, really nice. I'm sure we're going to break 10 degrees as a temperature. I'm still dressed pretty good for it. But yeah, I really did enjoy those moments where you are moving across Canada and you have a totally different scenery. What I really enjoyed is sometimes you'd be camping after dark. You don't even necessarily know what or where you're camping in. And then you'll wake up the next day, open up that door of your tent, look out, and you know, sometimes you'd have scenery like this that you wouldn't be able to see in the dark. I remember one time, not camping, but I stayed at a lady's and a gentleman's house. They put me up. It was dark when I got to their house. I could not see what was out their picture window. I mean, a large window. I came down in the morning and it looked like the house was floating on the St. Lawrence. It was that close to the river. And it was amazing. It was amazing to see that. And I watched as I was having breakfast, boats going up and down the St. Lawrence. Amazing. So what an experience. This morning as well, like, and these people know it. They probably come here often. In this particular spot, I've seen that tower in the background before from across on the Halifax side, but I've never been this close. So, oh, I'll leave you with a saying in my national rational sayings. I did get this from going across Canada. My brother said to me, Trevor, you must really know yourself by now. And this was 5,000 kilometers in. Well, okay, yeah. Well, you know, you've seen a lot. You must have really discovered yourself. Yeah, well, yeah, yes, I suppose. But he was looking for something more, like something, okay, big brother, what do you got for me? He goes, well, you must have really found yourself out there. Well, like I said, look, Chris, the moment I think I find myself in another place. And certainly here's where I find myself today, you know. And you know, what a step towards discovery is just taking a step beyond. And I did that. I got for the road. You know, the moment I think I find myself in another place. I also got the formula to discovery. Step towards yourself. Step around yourself. Step inside yourself. Step outside yourself. Step away from yourself. And most importantly, step beyond yourself. And I'm going to keep stepping. Make my way home. Here, I can go home. On the road, I could not. My home was the road for, well, altogether 16 months. So anyways, cheers. Rapunzel, Rapunzel. It's quite the tower. I've never seen it so up close. That looks out over all of the Northwest Arms. You need to go up there. If only they would allow you. Cool. Beautiful day. Beautiful, beautiful. As much as I want to be camping, I was just talking to a fellow right here about, he says, what's it about? Oh boy, was he in for a talk. Just as I was about to do this, about to hit the record. Because I want to talk about service stations. For shelter. Sometimes they can be a shelter. Even Irving's down east here, I remember me camping just beside one. I went in, I guess the service station was open, the garage was open. I went in and talked to whoever was looking after it that night and said, can I set up a tarp next to your station there? And he allowed me. This was in Newfoundland. And there was another spot there where I set up a tent because the weather was so bad beside in Irving. And I did. I'm just gonna say, not because it's just a maritime, somebody just waved to me over there out of a car. What's that?
Have a good day.
Oh, thank you, you too. You know, when you're dressed in yellow, people tend to do that. And by now, a lot of people have already seen me out and around. But that said, as I was going across Newfoundland, they also see me around. So to go up and ask to just park it next to an Irving, that was good. But what I was about to say, not just because I was born in the Maritimes, and I'm just going to keep pointing at this Irving, so you get it in your head. See one of these is a good place to go. Not just because I was born here, and this is where Irving, I grew up with the Irving service stations. Sure, I got a lot of my gas station there. Not really promo, they're not sponsoring me. But when it came to getting some resources, they got good food in there. Because you'll have to see my face, I will have to turn it. I'm not just going to stare at the Irving. But over there, now other service stations anywhere across Canada, including the Maritimes, all the way out to BC. When you get a sandwich, if you're looking for, say, a turkey sandwich, and I love turkey. If anybody knows me, they know I love turkey. Oh, turkey dinners. If I could get a turkey dinner every day on my mission, I would do it. And I've had a couple of turkey dinners on my journey, believe me. Even when I was walking across Canada, I had a turkey dinner in Clearwater. I left there the next day. I had a turkey dinner in Valemount because it was around Easter time. Even in Newfoundland, as I just talked about Newfoundland, somebody seen me camped out behind a ball field, the dugout. I was camped out there in a tent trying to stay out of the wind, which I couldn't. They seen me, they had me in for the following year's Easter turkey dinner. Oh, it was good. But that said, you know where I'm getting at. All the other service stations, they had mechanically separated turkey lips or whatever the heck they put in their meat, and then they put it between two pieces of bread and leave it at that. Those Irving service stations, this is where they really get my favoritism here, is they had turkey sandwiches, and not just turkey sandwiches, I swear. They put a little bit of stuffing and they put a little bit of cranberry in there, and I am going to tell you, holy crap. Oh, I'll tell you, food goes a long ways. I was averaging 45 kilometers a day ripping across Newfoundland in early spring weather like today, where it can be bitterly cold in the morning and the winds can come up, even if it's 10 degrees ripping off the Atlantic Ocean, it's cold. This Newfoundland did this too. A little bit of frostbite right on the nose. So it's going to get you. But those turkey dinners, sandwiches, turkey dinner sandwiches, went a long way, believe me. So I'm going to turn this around. You know, you can also find really good, it feels like home cooked meals in these little packages there, including banana bread. It brings you home. And I could be 50 kilometers one way, 50 kilometers the next between towns. I have an Irving station that brings me home. We do a turkey dinner, or banana bread, or some cookies, homemade cookies, macaroons. Oh, macaroons like, you know, your mama made. Oh, some of them call them frogs, as I just left Frog Pond. That might be what you want to call it. Frogs, macaroons, the large chocolate, coconut. Oh, Irving, that's the place to go. Cheers. gonna get on the ferry here. I figured I'd film a little bit here, just because you know, sometimes across Canada, going across Canada, you can't always walk or bike or whatever. To get over to Newfoundland, got to take a ferry. I was going to learn to walk on water, which I wasn't able to do. But that said, talked to a few people on my way back from the campsite, so that took a little longer. I just want to take a shortcut back to Dartmouth across the harbor instead of going over the bridge, which will be okay. I don't mind. It was a good night last night. I enjoyed it. It reminded me like many places I camped along the way, like in BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PEI, and Newfoundland. Just being out yesterday doing that and camping, I haven't done it in Campton, almost 5 years. So it was good to get out and see I still got it. And I was wearing a mask because, well, I do like to still wear it when I'm inside, even though we don't necessarily have to. It's not mandated to. I like to wear it. Anyways, cheers, folks. And remember to do this. Do it. Just because, remember, the more we move others. Cheers again, folks. I crossed Canada from Vancouver to Halifax. When I started out, barely camped a day in my life, except the training I did for the walk. And I'm going to tell you, through the snow, rain, wind, and everything else, I made it all the way over into the Halifax area, out to Point Pleasant Park. Yeah. Made it home for me right now. All right, there's my couch sometimes. After a long day's work, I'll kick off my boots, air out my socks, and just sit there and listen to music out of the Wi-Fi. Remind me, I gotta call a friggin' carpenter in for that one. Ooh. But yeah, I camped so many different spots. You know, tuck in behind stuff like over here. On, behind, over, through, and you know, you never know. If it was dark enough and I could slip in there, I might camp there too. Oh, lots of options, lots of great places to camp, as long as you have the resources. Bring the resources along and you're good. And I brought plenty. Lots of things for shelter. Got my food up front, right here. That's the way I usually pack it. At least, well, I don't need my sleeping bag till the end of the day. So that's where I put my sleeping bag. Clothing, if I have to change clothing during the day, it's there. I can just move, have a break, eat some food. There's where my food is, and I'm good to go. I put the tarp up here because, well, it just fit best. But, you know, water bottle if I need it. But in all the places I've camped, there's even a hotel straight ahead there. Stayed at a hotel just under that, the red stop light right there is a hotel. I've stayed in hotels. But I'm going to tell you, of all the places you can shelter, wherever you go, however far you go, I'm going to tell you, there is no place like home. Here's to camping. Here's to your home. Cheers.